Look Mom, I'm on the internet! So today's a new day, and that means we've gotten some new Moogle mail. This one just tells us that upon opening Moogle mail, you'll get PP and some play icons. And this one is a reference to Final Fantasy VIII once again, where the T-board is some sort of hoverboard, like from Back to the Future. The character in question got his hoverboard contraband by the school faculty, and it was never seen again. With that out of the way, we can finally move on to the next chapter. I could use the PPs I've earned right now, but I decided not to because of spoilers. So this time around, we'll be playing as Vaan. So, Vaan and his friends got separated after the fight with Kuja in Lightning's chapter. Which means that we are alone right now. And that also means we don't have an assist character to help us. We also have to equip all of our equipment again, but at least we don't have to get new equipment for Vaan, as all equipment is shared. Also, Vaan is vastly different from Lightning. In that he does not have paradigms, but his bravery attacks, well, we'll get into that later, won't we? For now, I pick up this X charge, which does exactly what you expect it to. It fills up the X meter 100% upon use. New to this video is overworld encounters, and I'm going to edit them out because level 1 and 2 fights are nothing to even worry about. By hitting an opponent with an attack on the overworld, you'll start the battle with the opponent at 0 bravery, and if you get hit, your bravery will be set to 0. And that's the only difference, really. I will make an effort to pick up as many treasure chests and items, because some of it can be really good later on in the game. But for now, we head into our first gate. So we have the option to cut straight to the boss, but I kinda want the Cooper points and the experience, especially bearing in mind one of the later fights I have to fight, which is actually fairly challenging. And when I say fairly challenging, I mean really challenging, like Dark Souls challenging. Also getting some more accessories I'm never going to equip because I don't want to access the menu all the time. Which I did here anyways. I leveled up and I got a new attack. But anyways, before we head into the actual chain, let's check out Vaan's X mode. So Vaan has Free Switch, which allows him to do something with his attacks, which is not important. And Zodiac, which just increases his stats while he is in X mode. So while it is more boring than Lightning's, it is strictly better. But anyways, let's head into our first battle.
I'm not gonna hold back.
So Vaan's bravery attacks has 2 forms of attack. There is the first time he uses an attack, and then there are subsequent attacks. When I say first time you use an attack, I mean if he has used one attack and then changed to another, he will get a different attack. For example, the Great Sword normally has a charge attack on the first use, and on subsequent uses it just has a 2-hit combo. The crossbow is more simple. As you can see, it just shoots streams of bullets. But if I use it again, it'll only shoot 3 bullets. And also, Vaan will be saying bitch for some reason. It's probably fetch, but it sounds a lot like bitch, and that's the way I choose to hear it. Because it's infinitely more entertaining to me that way.
One more win for me.
But anyways, given the way that Vaan's bravery attacks work, you are greatly rewarded by using alternate attacks all the time instead of using the same one.
Keep trying.
Vaan's bravery attacks right now also allow him to cover great distances, so he is encouraged to send people flying and then chase them with the greatsword attack or shoot them with the crossbow.
Keep trying.
And I really like this dynamic between his bravery attacks. He's actually pretty fun to play,
You're finished.
which is odd because Vaan's game isn't actually that fun to play. Also, you'll note that I have a full X meter at the start of the battle. That's because I used a previous battle I cut out to farm up the X meter.
You're finished. Gotcha.
The spinning attack is really good because it will deflect bullets.
Gotcha.
Well, most bullets really. Not all of them, there are of course exceptions to rules. It also has a minor gravity effect, but that's neither here nor there.
Win for me.
So with that out of the way, we can move on to the boss. And this boss isn't actually on Cosmos' side, even though it has Cosmos' insignia. And, well, Final Fantasy veterans might think it's a little suspect that Terra's portrait is red, because she's actually a Final Fantasy protagonist. As to the why and how, she is on Chaos' side right now. I'll leave that for later. But for now, there's only one thing of interest, and this is this accessory she has equipped. Which means that she will start off with a full X meter, and she will be in perpetual X mode.
Enemy.
Am I really supposed to fight this girl?
This is also not how Terra used to look in her own game. And this is also something I will comment on later, when I actually play as Terra. But for now, I'm not actually interested in fighting Terra legitimately, while she is in X mode perpetually. So I figure once she goes into X mode, I'll answer her call and beat her up. So Vaan's X burst is just the limit breaks that are from Final Fantasy XII. But considering that you can choose which character get which limit breaks, I guess this is the canon limit breaks that Vaan is supposed to get. I guess.
One more win for me.
And with Terra defeated, we can move on. Now, I would normally feel bad about not properly showing off the boss fight, but since Terra is a protagonist and that we will naturally be playing her later in the story, I don't feel too bad about it. Right, so Terra runs away after we defeat her, for some reason. Which villains typically do, now that I think about it. I guess she really does fit on that Chaos side. Anyways, the standard modus operandi, grab everything that is not nailed down and then move on to the next area. Also, if you're too quick on the buttons after smashing a rock, you'll be heading into the menu instead of traveling on that weird light thingy. Also, I decided not to fight the low-late Kefka, because I didn't want to. So you just have to deal with that. But anyways, that's why you have the dodge move on the overworld map, and so you can evade the enemy attacks And get your own hit in, so you can get an advantage in battle. Anyways, I decide to be sneaky and head over this way of the mountain, so I can sneakily steal the treasure from underneath Garland's watchful eye, and then head into the gate before he can catch me. So in this gate is probably one of the most difficult fights we will be facing in this chapter. And this is that, and the fight in question is that large gray and brown unit. Those are something I call elite units, and we'll get to see why I call them that. Because this guy is level 15. And while levels typically don't mean anything much in Final Fantasy, in this case it does, because Vaan is level 3. Also, this guy has some really good basic accessories equipped, and a massive amount of multiplier accessories. But you might notice that all of this accessories set that they only apply when his health is 100%. Which means if I just nail him with a single HP attack, all of his multipliers will be gone. So that's of course the strategy I'm going to employ here. But as you can see, with all his multipliers, he deals a lot of bravery damage. So the Final Fantasy IX boss music plays for a very good reason, because Kuja is a lot harder to fight here than in the storyline mission in Lightning's chapter. So the Seraphic Star shoots out a small orb which has a gravity effect to it, which when explodes. Also, the only reason I hit Kuja here is because I was enveloped by my bravery attack in Inferno, which allows me to block his projectiles and allow me to get through his attack. Also, I just want to say that the only reason I get hit here is because of complete bullshit. As you can see, I expect the bullet to bounce off the to not bounce off the solid object, so I could dodge over it. But instead, I dodge into it. But you know, defeat isn't the end. So we'll just try again, and this time I cut to the video where I actually succeed. Now, don't let this video fool you. This isn't my second attempt. This is my 8th or so attempt. But I'm a very stubborn guy, and I'm not going to let something like Kuja stop me from defeating him. I mean, come on, he is a poetry, fruity actor guy. I can't let that guy win over me. So I'll just try again until I win, like real heroes do. It doesn't matter that he won 8 times in a row. So the Summerstone Wall of Protection simply stops Kuja from losing bravery from attacks. It also means that I cannot break him until the little bar has disappeared. But I will still gain bravery from attacking him. So it's still worth to actually do it, if only to stop him from attacking you. So Kuja is actually a mid-range fighter, which means that you actually want to be close to him and continue to apply pressure. Otherwise, he'll just stand from a long range and pelt you with long-range attacks. But I'm also taking some advantage of the game AI. Specifically, the AI will typically not dodge attacks if it's at the end of its dash moves, or if it just landed on the ground, and I'm talking like a split second. I won't actually I will not take advantage of that right now, in this fight, but there will come a time where I will have to. So while Kuja is actually set on rather difficult AI, I still have a fairly decent chance to actually hit him in air duels. Also, I thought I had him here, but I just only barely do not break him. He has 52 bravery left, and that's bullshit. Fucking Kuja, man. So I can actually finish the fight if I manage to hit an HP attack. And this is what I'm going to have most of trouble with for the rest of this fight. And this is a common issue in the original Dissidia, because you did not have the assist to help you nail that last HP attack. Of course, I don't have the assist here either, because I don't have an assist character. So I also have that issue right now. But this is more of an earlier game problem than later on. At some point I'm going to hit him. Maybe. Or maybe not. So this is what can artificially extend a fight's duration. And right now there's very little I can do to stop this from happening. Except maybe bait Kuja into an attack and then block it. But since Kuja is a long range, or at least longer range fighter than I am, it's very unlikely I'm going to make him hit with a melee attack and nail him. But I managed to do it here, and this is actually the end of the video. So I hope you've been entertained, and that I'll see you next time.